After 3 tours across the globe, Playground Games is bringing the festival home to Britain, setting the stage for a year-round party with the changing seasons at its core. Forza Horizon 4 is a welcoming place for drivers of any skill level, and the passion for racing, exploring, and just goofing around shines through a wonderful array of diverse events and conditions. Easily the most significant change in Forza Horizon 4 is the presence of seasons, periodically changing between spring, summer, autumn, and winter. With each seasonal change, every inch of the world is dramatically altered, including cloud cover, traffic, vegetation, and sound design. Spring and autumn feature more rain, mud, and puddles, while in winter, deep snow and ice cover the terrain. The amount of detail involved makes it an incredible feat all around, and replaying the same race at another time of year can feel remarkably different. To get you started, the game begins by getting you acquainted with each season. As you level up, you'll unlock showcase events like racing against a train or a massive hovercraft, which serve as wonderful bits of fantasy. Then, with a bit more experience, you'll be able to move on to the next season, but you can linger to do more races in the current conditions if you choose.
What you really want is a gold wristband, an honor we only offer to the real superstars of the festival.
Once you've made it through a full year, the seasons will then sync up to the game's servers, with each season lasting a full week. During that period, there's special seasonal races, danger sign jumps, and even barn finds to search for. These are largely remixes of standard content, but with new settings or goals. When time starts to run out the night before the next season begins, there's a strong pull to put everything else aside and get through any remaining seasonal events while you can. If you don't like the idea of waiting 3 weeks to see winter again, there are some exceptions to the schedule. Blueprints allow you to customize any race, including changing the season, and it'll still count toward your career progression. Plus, Rivals versions of events, which are essentially time trials, are each limited to a specific season to keep leaderboard times comparable. Meanwhile, Forzathon brings more timed content in the form of daily and weekly challenges, as well as hourly Forzathon Live events. These can pop up anywhere on the map, inviting all the racers in the session to join up and contribute to a series of open-world goals, feeling reminiscent of the co-op events from Burnout Paradise. Participating in Forzathon Live and completing challenges earns you an extra form of currency that can then be used in a special shop with limited-time offers. In terms of progression, Forza Horizon 4 leaves the game open-ended to do whatever you like. You'll earn experience not only through different branches of races, but also by exploring, taking photos, and more, all of which you can track through the Horizon Life menu. Completing an event will often result in 3 more being added to the map, so before long, there's a wealth of different options to pursue.
Hey Daniel, if you liked the Horizon wheel spin, wait till you try the Horizon Super Wheel Spin.
As you increase your rank in these different areas, you'll be rewarded through wheel spins that unlock new cars, cash, and player customization options like clothing, car horns, and victory dances. You can even save up your winnings to purchase houses around the map that serve as fast travel points and come with some bonus rewards of their own. There are over 400 cars in the base game, running the gamut from classic novelties to off-road buggies to high-end sports cars. You'll regularly receive cars as rewards, quickly amassing more than 100, and at times, you'll get so many back-to-back that you probably won't even find time to test drive them all. So while events are limited by class, you'll rarely need to buy or upgrade a vehicle just to enter a race. There's probably already something in your garage that fits the bill. As with past Forza titles, this review is based on an Ultimate Edition provided by Microsoft, which does include a double credits bonus, but we've seen enough cars rewarded outside of that to be confident that you'll receive a rapid rollout of new vehicles, even without the VIP pass. As usual, the driving mechanics are phenomenal, striking a great balance between making cars feel realistic without being punishing to players who just want to have fun. With assists off, you can really get the sense of pushing a car to the limit to perfect a tricky turn. Then, you can go smash apart a stone wall or leap off a cliff. There's a wide variety of road surfaces with nuances that affect vehicles differently, including asphalt, snow, ice, mud, and even subtle variations of dirt. Meanwhile, the track design is outstanding, with courses that really have a great sense of flow and often feel like they take you on a journey within a single race. Experienced drivers likely won't find the AI racers to be too tough on most settings, so you may want to ramp up the difficulty earlier, but the game does periodically ask if you want a greater challenge if you're winning too easily. The exceptions to the relatively smooth sailing are the seasonal co-op events. No matter how many times we tried the summer Lamborghini race, the player team never managed to best the drivatars. Thankfully, a similar event in autumn was a bit more reasonable.
Okay, you just line it up, floor it, and pray.
In addition to the expected disciplines, there are a few branches of missions with some light story. One involves getting a job as a stunt driver. Another has you assisting a business renting out the world's fastest cars. The dialogue setting up these missions isn't the best, but the added context still makes them stand apart. The best of the bunch involves a streamer who wants to recreate moments from classic driving games, with some surprising inclusions. It's a prime example of the developers' love of the genre, and how Forza Horizon 4 goes beyond expectations. Another thing that really separates Horizon from other open-world racers is how well it encourages you to explore, tracking which roads you've driven on, providing ramps to make colossal jumps, and allowing you to take in the view with remarkable vistas. Randomly happening across playground areas like abandoned runways gives you plenty of space to mess around, and bonus boards placed in out-of-reach areas like rooftops and standing stones almost amounts to puzzle solving as you look for the right angles to launch yourself up to them. Unfortunately, at least one of these buildings isn't designed to be driven on, and we found ourselves stuck for a few minutes before wiggling our way to the bonus board. There are some key components that keep this open world enjoyable in an online environment. If you lose connection to a session, you won't be booted out of the game, and there's an auto-ghosting system which prevents you from colliding with players unless you've specifically grouped up with them in a convoy or event, so you won't hit parked cars or be griefed by random drivers. This system is smartly taken advantage of in other ways too. For instance, if you're trying to get a high score in a drift zone, you'll pass through random traffic that would otherwise ruin your run, fixing a huge annoyance from Forza Horizon 3. The idea of always having other players online is appealing, but not as strong in practice. Sessions can include more than 70 players, but they typically have 30 to 40 or less. Since everyone is spread across the map doing their own thing, the roads can feel emptier than having AI drivatars that spawn around every turn. Live players aren't always interested in distractions like head-to-head races either.
You've just challenged a driver to a head-to-head.
One nice thing about playing with others, though, is that it can make locating barn finds a bit easier if you happen to spy on another player who's already tracked one down. While the freedom to do what you want is great overall, online racing suffers somewhat from having too many choices. Any event you drive up to presents options to play in co-op or versus, but selecting these options usually results in waiting around while the game searches for a match without finding anyone. It may have made more sense to restrict these options to people who are already grouped up in convoys, keeping solo players from getting frustrated while encouraging them to seek out community. The more reliable way to play together is through online adventures, random playlists of events with drivers split into teams, competing to win the best 3 out of 5 in either ranked or unranked modes. While besting other players is always more fun than beating drivatars, it comes with its own share of frustrations, particularly since Horizon's more casual approach doesn't include any form of penalties for aggressive play. If you happen to miss a checkpoint, even if another player bumped you out, it's the worst, as the game kind of sloppily sets you back or lets you rewind, making it difficult to regain momentum. Between the well-laid tracks, each playlist alternates to more freeform races that just set an endpoint on the map and let you take your own shortcuts to get there. It's a cool idea, but the distances you have to travel over vastly varied terrain make it hard to judge the best points to go off-road, and the affair feels a bit too messy to fit into ranked play. The more sport-like playground games haven't changed much, still offering variations of Flag Rush, Infected, and King. That said, these modes are all great ways to play with the group, including maps that allow for strategy and experimentation. Plus, driving a Halo Warthog to take a flag from a castle down to the beach just feels massively appropriate. Playing on an Xbox One X allows you to opt between a quality mode with 4K support and additional graphical effects, or performance mode that allows the game to run at 60 frames per second, which is a first for the Horizon series on consoles. While some may prefer 4K, judging both settings at 1080p is a clear win for performance mode. The game just feels better and crisper overall, and it's very hard to go back to the lower frame rate. Even without some of the extra effects, the visuals are exceptional. Each season stands out. Mud and Rain, in particular, look great. Interior mapping gives depth to houses and storefronts, and the game's representation of Britain is simply beautiful throughout. The most peculiar technical issue is that, occasionally, the game will momentarily appear to slow down, then speed up. We're not sure whether it's related to streaming the map or connecting to other players, but it is jarring, even though it's too quick and infrequent to regularly impact gameplay. While it's easy to find areas to improve, the British countryside is gorgeous, the driving is incredibly well balanced, and seasons have been masterfully implemented, allowing for more variety than ever before. Make no mistake that Forza Horizon 4 is one of the most comprehensive and polished racing games ever made.
And cut! You alright, kid? Of course you're alright. Why wouldn't you be alright? Wasn't worried about you for a second.
Easy Allies reviews are made possible by generous viewers just like you. If you like what you see, check out patreon.com/easyallies to help us make more. For just $1 a month, you can gain access to weekly updates, spoiler discussions, and exclusive shows.